Hello, it's the Mouse Knight, and I'm coming to you from once again, I am coming to you from a slightly different place, but we're in the Prelude SMP, and today's goal, as you'll soon find out, is to finish the cathedral, to wrap it up, to put a close on this little chapter. So I hope you enjoy.
What are we doing today? Well, I think I'd really like to wrap up the cathedral. I feel like there's still a lot to do on it, but I think it's gotta go. It's gotta get done, and there's just still so much to do. Okay. I think I might need more of this. And you know what I actually will I definitely need more of is the stuff in the cave. The spooky place. The spooky place that I don't want to go. I think I need to go back and get more. Do I have fortune? I don't have silk touch. Do I? Silk touch, piercing, fortune. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. You can't put fortune and silk touch on the same thing, right? I'm gonna need something else for silk touch, but that's fine. Yep, here we go. Perfect. Okay, sweet. And I believe it was this way. Okay, no. See this? Oh, it's here. I really should fill that in. Yeah, here we go. I'm actually not sure if... Whoa. Whoa. I'm not sure if I showed this on camera yet, actually, now that I think about it. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, well, I should give a little introduction. This is where this is that geode we found early on in, like, episode 2 or 3 or something, and, ooh, so pretty. I'm gonna need a lot of amethyst, aren't I? I wanted to silk touch a few of them, but I think I'll only do this bud. And then the rest I'll just pick them normally so I can turn them into amethyst. Nice. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I forgot, like, we were so close that it's very likely this would all be growing while I was on the surface, you know? Totally forgot about that. Oh, sweet. They're a little annoying to harvest now, but I would like to come back here and make it a little easier. Although, again, I don't know, like, this project is probably the one that's gonna require the most amethyst, so realistically, after this one, I probably don't need that much. Although I have been using it to sort of trade with navy. Oops. Well, I do need the calcite, so that's another reason why I'm here, actually. Yeah, so far as a spider, this place is pretty easy to navigate, though. Oh, so awesome. Okay. I'm probably going to want to come back and get more, just for doing tinted glass at some point. I don't know what I will need tinted glass for quite yet, but I'm imagining at some point I'm going to do some sort of farm that's going to be nice to have. Actually, since I did find a zombie spawner, I could use it in there. And we do have that skeleton spawner at spawn that we turned into a farm that I guess I could go back and use on, but there's a lot of water and issues with that farm. I don't think I want to go and work on it again necessarily and risk dying again. Granted, like, I'm not opposed to dying. part of the reason for this series, for myself anyway, probably different for the other players, is just to get comfortable with the idea of death in Minecraft. I was gonna say games in general, but in Minecraft specifically, because for myself, dying feels like it carries such a huge penalty, and I don't like it. I mean, obviously, most people don't, I think, but like to the point where when I do play on my own, I often go out of my way to really enjoy the game, and it genuinely, in a lot of respects, stops me from enjoying the game. So I definitely want to work on that, and you know, having to die to experience new things, new origins, and such, I hope helps. Ah, yes. You can experience me managing my inventory. Alright. Okay. I'm always worried when I dig up that, like, there's gonna be mobs above and they're just gonna fall on my head. Peak fear, man. Well, I think that's good for now. Yeah, I was planning on making this place look a lot better eventually. That's why there's materials here. But that's gonna wait. Oh, and eventually I'm definitely gonna have to come through and light up the other side of this cave that doesn't have the lava on it. And just generally light it up in general. I always forget there's still a horse down here. Oh, oh. Whoops. It's been, listen. It's not my fault. It's been a long time since I've played, and even longer since I've worked on this build in particular. I forget things that I have, and you know, in hindsight, I probably should have thought, I must have Silk Touch by now. But, yeah. Whatever. We can live with, I guess. Dang it. I didn't, I mean, I guess it was running low anyway, but like, I just, could use it on something else. I'm at the point now where I need to decide whether I want to reflect the shape of the front on the back, and I don't think I do. Like, looking at some builds that are similar, like other cathedral builds and cathedrals in real life, sometimes the back is like a reflection of the front. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's not as big, and I think I want to go for that, where like the tower's on the front but no towers on the back. There are shapes for towers on the back, that's the only thing when I was building this out. So I can make them slightly smaller. This is where it would be good to just do this in a test world, but I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, I'm just faffing about now because I really don't want to get started on this build. Yeah. I should at least get the front done, which is gonna require the diorite, the calcite, and the andesite. Maybe it was andesite that I needed to collect more of. Whee! Yeah, okay, so I think I do eventually need to work on this over here too. Also, just a bunch of horses. I don't know if it's just those two or if there's more. Oh, look, there's another one. There's 3. Okay, there might be more. This is the horse hole. I'm tempted to keep it here, like this, because I was thinking of just like closing it, you know, sealing it up. But I could also just like get a load of amethyst and stuff and like just turn this whole crack into like a massive geode. It would require going down into it and exploring, and I have done that slightly. But anyway, that's not what we're here for. We are here to go in here and look to see if... Okay, I guess I didn't. Maybe I've... stop. Maybe I brought up all of the, andesite already. I definitely feel like I thought I had more. Did I put it somewhere in here and I just don't... I just don't remember? No. Over here? No. Huh. I feel like I for sure was mining for a bunch of it. I guess I must have used it already. Which is kind of shocking and a little bit appalling, if I'm honest. Ooh, that looks cool. Okay, I think it's working well. There's like a long strip of the dye right there, which might look a little funky. I might need to fix that eventually. Or I pretend I didn't see it. We'll figure it out. Yeah, then yeah, the tower's going up just a little longer. The risk with the towers going up a little longer is like they're just gonna be calcite. And though I did get more calcite from below, I'm gonna need calcite for a few other areas too. Mostly the towers, because again, like the rest of this isn't gonna come up that high. Maybe these ones I'll bring up a little and they'll be... Oh, see, that's something. Like, this comes out, but like these towers... I need to figure out on the back end how high I want these to go up, because I didn't want them to go up the same height as those. Maybe they'll go up to the height where it is now, and those will keep going up, but these will stop there. That might be what I have to do. But this all seems like it's worth taking another look from below. Ooh, you know what? I need a side angle because that's starting on the sides. Come up here. Oh, and I can. Ooh. I like that. It's coming together. It's coming together, guys. Okay, so those up. I kind of think I'd like to pull them in, but again, I'll look into how like these things normally go. Yeah, I think, and then take it and then bring it down a little and then have it slant again, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense, to be fair, but like, hopefully it'll make more sense as I... Oh, no, I didn't want that. Shoot. Get out of there. I'm gonna go get that in a second. Oh, no. Why do I keep misplacing blocks? At least I caught that one. Damn. Okay, yeah, like, see, this is what I mean. Like, I need to go and then bring it down. And then what I think I need on top is just to perforate? I don't know what word I'm looking for. But, like, make it, kind of like the cast of back and forth, back and forth. You'll see. Perforate, I wanna... That's what I want to do. And make it, just to add some interest to it, because I feel like otherwise it's too boring. Yeah, that looks better. That looks so much better. I had some hesitation. I was not sure it was gonna actually make a difference, to be honest. And then I did it, and it did, so... Okay, perfect. Can you tell I'm not really that much of a builder? Maybe it needs to be even? I don't know. I don't know what would look best, because this is 1, and then it goes up, and then it's up 2. Here it's just straight across. Does it go... Yeah, I just don't know if I can make it even. I don't know. Maybe this needs to pull back 1. Maybe that's better, I guess. I don't know. I do have stairs. I could smooth that transition a little. That is, I could do that. It would be very different compared to what I've done on the roof, because the roof has no stairs. But It would just be a couple places to make it smooth. So, something just occurred to me. I think all my fussing has been for naught, honestly, because you can't even see, like, any of the amethyst from the side. Like, the topmost roof, like, this piece, like, it literally doesn't matter. You can't see any of it from down here. So, and I don't know if you're supposed to. I mean, like, you really can't see. And I'm wondering if even from, like, I mean, some builds you're just looking at from the ground, you're just not gonna get the whole oh! Okay, there I can kind of see the topmost. And there it's not so bad that, oh, there's another one down there. It's not so bad. Oh, chicken, hi. It's not so bad that you can't see the other piece. I think, anyway. I think that'll be okay. We can work with this. You know, part of me, considering all the effort I've put into this build, is really tempted to make this my storage room, but nah. It'd be too much back and forth from down there. I kind of want to show some of the progress that I've made around, just little bits of progress, nothing major, because obviously anything major I want to try and get better at time-lapsing. So yeah, all these little tiny things that just weren't really worth recording, just really small stuff, as you can see. So I'll get started, and of course some interior work on the cathedral and exterior work, as you can see. So, you know, working on the outside, it's coming together. But anyway, as you can see, well, I guess first of all, the really obvious thing, I started laying down an outline for a blacksmith because, well, I say blacksmith, it'll be a blacksmith, but really functionally, it'll be a lava farm. I made these little stairs to go up and down because I figured once I'm not a spider, I mean, it'd be nice to have something better to go up. I have little decorations. This is a fruit barrel from Chipped Mods, so that's cool. I changed the door here. I know it used to have the little windows, and I like those, but it just felt too modern for the area. Like, it was called, like, the beach door or something, right? And it felt way too modern, so I was like, no, I need something that looks a little more, like, enchanting and stuff like that. Of course, I didn't really like the way the wheat looked at first with the chip mod, but I've come around to it. I don't know why, but, like, I initially didn't really like it. I felt like it just felt messy. I felt like it could have looked better, but at the same time, like, actually, no, I don't think it looks that bad. I just think I expected something different, so yeah. Put some of that around. I made this little cart. Look at this little cart. Oh, it's it's not great. It is kind of small. It looks a little weird, in fact. It could be a little longer, but anyway. It has, you know, some tomatoes and some cabbage and some potatoes and some bins, and we're shipping things out. Because this is like our little farming district, and the one, the only, the obvious pumpkin guy. You remember this little guy? He was over here before, but I put some wheat there, so I moved him over here. And he's functional. Sorry, I just lifted up your shirt. But yeah, he's functional. He's a, well, obviously you can see the composter. So, you know, he's a little bone meal farm. Which is excellent, because I have a lot of bone meal here. Or stuff to turn into bone meal here, I should say. Lots of seeds. He's a little big, like, for a scarecrow. Like, he's quite large. He's bigger than all my farms. But there's going to be, ideally, more farms added eventually. And then also a windmill. So, you know, eventually he probably won't look too big. Eventually, I think he'll look, He'll fit right in, hopefully. We'll see. I don't know how people feel about him. I didn't really look at anything as a reference, so it kind of looks a little funky. Like, I don't know. I was not sure how to do a scythe. This is my scythe. Maybe I should have used stairs. I'm not sure. But anyway, there's that. So eventually, this will be moved, this little lava farm. Thank goodness, because it is, well, it's not aesthetically appealing, right? It's just kind of gross and in the way. And this I was just using to rinse off banners because I made some banners for inside of the cathedral, so I'll show that as well. I have been, I mean, you know this, I haven't really made any progress on this piece quite yet, but I will. I do plan on clearing this out and making some mini farms in here. I was originally thinking I might put the lava farm in here, but nah, I think it needs to be closer to where we're going to be doing all of our smelting and stuff. So yeah, I started growing more trees, some nether stuff as well. Is somebody taking my sugarcane? That's weird. Like, I was on yesterday, and I did not harvest any of this. That's very strange that it was all grown. So, very strange. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, back to the progress that has been made. Again, it's all very little things. There's not been any major progress because, again, that stuff I want to be recording. I changed the bottom of the pool to be amethyst. I thought it felt like it needed something, and I think the amethyst matches really well with our magical vibes. I think if I do any other fountains, they'll probably have a sort of amethyst bottom too. This one is just the amethyst bricks. I might do like some alternating types as well, and obviously we have the little crystals, so there's that. Pigs are still pigs. Ouch. But this is our sheep and cow pen. It's getting very full. I need to separate them at some point, and that's gonna just be crazy, heck. But yeah, I've been needing a bunch of wool, specifically in purple, red, and blue. So, oh, and you'll notice that's a big change. That house is gone, finally, right? It was just starting to get in the way. I mean, it was already in the way, and it was just way too close to the cathedral. And we'll get to that. Let me sleep quickly. Okay. The cakes are not me, so okay, I was not gonna really show off the interior before it was done. I had this fun idea to do just like a little like, whew, here's the transition and here's everything new, and have it all be done. But then I stumbled across the cake. Like I just come in here the other day to start working on the interior again, and just cake, literally yesterday, and I think I know why, and actually I think this explains why some of my sugar cane had been plucked. I would have thought they would have used their own. This is a prank, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I wouldn't do it to myself. Especially since I can't even eat it to... Wait, I can. What? What? I'm a carnivore. I haven't changed my origin. Yeah, okay, but I can eat cake. Okay, I'm a carnivore, but I can eat cake. Well, okay then, I didn't realize that. Okay. That just surprises me. Alright, I guess I can eat cake. I guess I need to start down at that end since I've already eaten the one down here. But anyway, basically, I walked in and there was just cake, and I think it's a prank. Well, obviously it's a prank. I don't think you normally give this many cakes as just a fun little gift. I think it's meant as a prank. And I think it's a birthday prank specifically, actually, because yesterday was my birthday. Or yesterday as in the day I was recording, not the day this video comes out. Yeah, so I think that's what this is. I think it's a birthday prank, although nobody left like a sign. See, if I was doing this prank, I would probably leave a sign. Yeah, we're gonna roast their prank. Yeah, you didn't even leave a sign. Well, come on, man. Sign, minimum, bare minimum. Oh, and I have to eat cake again. Oh, your hunger goes down. It doesn't have a lot of hunger saturation or whatever. It's a shame. I mean, I'm gonna be working up here a lot, so I guess I can always just come down and eat cake on my breaks. But you know what I should do? I should probably take a step back, because all of this is probably very different and new to everyone who's like, even if you've been watching, like, I haven't really shown much of the interior process of this being built at all. So we'll go through that really quickly. You first come in and now you have these two little grand stairways on either side. And you go up them, and yes, I got to use some of the bloodstone from the nether. I collected so much of it for this purpose. So it sort of acts almost like a little carpet up here. Obviously you can see that we have the red carpet here, and it will transition into purple and then to blue, similar to how the stained glass will transition from red to purple to blue. And then of course you have the roof that is purple, and I feel like those colors are nice. I like how dark and red, the red really fits the spider vibe, but I like the transition of colors and the other colors involved. So yeah, and here's the flag I made that also reflects those colors. We have the blue to purple to red. It looks very cool. I really like it. But yeah, no, it is fun. I had to look up like a little tutorial on how to do flags and things, and this one in particular I didn't follow exactly because I didn't like the final thing that they did, so I just put the circle in the middle. But anyway, as you go up, it's going to transition to purple, but so is the decor. And then same thing with the blue. As you go to blue, it's going to transition and the decor is going to become blue. Now, there's not a lot in this shade of blue, if I'm honest, in the game. Like, there's some blue flowers, and even with the mods, there's not that much blue. There's teal, but not a lot of that blue in particular, so that might be a bit challenging. Even the purple, I mean, again, we have the amethyst for that, so that's probably not going to be so bad, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Candles, but I need candles, so I will need to make some trades with Navy or another player. As an aside, speaking of other players, I'm not actually sure who did the prank. I feel like I jumped away from the prank very quickly. I'm not actually sure who pranked me. I have a feeling it was Yellow. Because Navy I don't think knows when my birthday is. So, yeah, anyway. I'll show off these first. So you come up here, these little stairwells, yay, pretty. We have a little bit of greenery with some flowers here. Again, not super nethery flowers up here, they're just kind of more natural. But we do have some of the nethery stuff. So as you can see, we have these things. These are the normal, like, little like, nether roots you can pick up off the ground in the Crimson Forest, except in the chipped botany table, you can make them look different and cooler. So I have two of those on either side. And again, you kind of come from like the very beginning where you have all this natural green, and then you kind of, natural reds and greens, and you kind of come down to more of like the nethery reds. But yeah, that's what up here looks like, and it's just very cute. Ignore the scaffolding. And then you can come up here, you can continue to go, and this brings you to this upper level, of course, where you can see a little bit of everything. And then I haven't continued the blackstone here yet. I do have enough. I just was not sure if I wanted this like this balcony, this mezzanine sort of thing to go all the way around or not, because I do plan, let me get here to show off. I do plan to have a really big stained glass in there, and because of that, I'm not really sure if, like, I feel like this way being here will get like cut into the way of it, like it'll just run through it. Granted, I could have like something else here in the back, and I might, because I'm looking at like typical setups for like real cathedrals and churches. You know, the stained glass is up higher, so maybe like just the stained glass up here and something else kind of leading in down there where you'd normally have your lectern and stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously, eventually we will have pews and things going in here. Of course, over here you can see these are going to be like, because again, ultimately this is a villager trading hall. Yes, all of this work for a villager trading hall. And ultimately that's what this is for. So villagers will go in here in their little cubes. And the thing on the bottom is glowstone. It's such a pretty version of it with one of the chip tables. I love it. And then there's these little rooms because, yes, as I was building, I didn't want, like, I like that you could, I mean, obviously I want you to be able to see this, to see the villager holes, and I, you know, want these pillars because I do like them, and I like the use of the block with like this reinforced metal in it. So I wanted to make those visible. I didn't want to, I mean, because theoretically, like, I could just take in this wall and just run it all the way around, and then you wouldn't be able to see any of the stuff in behind, but I didn't really want to do that. And honestly, looking at a lot of interior church designs, they have these nice pillars and you can see through. And of course, you've got a brief glimpse of this side as I went into sleep. So I can kind of basically just like, I turned this one into a bit of a storage room. Looking into the kinds of rooms that are in churches, normally, I mean, obviously there would be some semblance of storage for any of the materials you'd be using for a service and stuff like that. This also doubles as my workshop, which I need while I'm up here, still continuing to work on the interior and the exterior of this build. So yeah, this is my little storage room. And like ultimately there probably isn't going to be much except for traded materials in here because this is going to be a trading hall. But yeah, we have this little space here. We have a bed. You probably, depending on the church, you might have like cots and things, but you know, I mean, not necessarily here. This I'll get back to later. That secret door. But we can go to the other side. And so one of the other rooms, like sometimes you have storage rooms. Obviously, most buildings just would have a space to store things. Another thing in a church you might have is a space to store, again, more storage related, but musical stuff. So stuff for your choir and whatnot, or a kitchen, depending on the type of church it is, if you're doing a lot of outreach. So I decided, yeah, here we go. This is like food storage, and it's all red. That's the theme of this space. And so all the food is red. And then you come through here and you can see that some of the nether has slipped through for some reason. We don't know the reason yet, but nether has slipped through. Oh, and again, yeah, you look over here, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of nether. What the heck? And yeah, it's a question. Why has the nether slipped through? We don't know, but there it is. With some like custom blocks. It looks a little overgrown. Obviously somebody was in the middle of cooking a chicken, which I can't eat. And you know, they have their thing on this like little stove. You have their little sink, and it's very cute. I might change this around to actually make this a, well, you'll see, but I like the little stove initially. Again, all very red. All very nethery. These are just empty storage. This is a little closet where there's more storage and again more nether has seeped through, but you have a red pumpkin and some gold pumpkins. I thought some nice color variation, and it kind of goes with like the wheat that we've seen. It's all still a work in progress, as you probably can tell. And then of course we have here, what is this room for? Well, there's going to be a way up eventually. I'm thinking a bubble column. Although my only concern with bubble column is if I get an origin that doesn't allow me to go in water. Granted, it's not a long way up, so maybe it wouldn't kill me that fast, but yeah. So this room is a beautiful white room. Do I have any lanterns on me that I can add? Oh, but I need to add lanterns to these other posts. But yeah, this is like very, very beautiful. Very columns, Greek, you know, but also, you know, some churches have these types of columns. And I don't know what is actually gonna be in here. Ultimately, I just really liked I like the white, I like the diorite leading up to the calcite with all the different calcite variational blocks now. Like, I just think it's very pretty, and so I wanted to actually do something with the space up here instead of just having it be an empty tower. Ultimately, it's going to be a decorative space because, again, like, this is mainly just a building for villager trading, but I don't know, it's pretty. I can probably think of a few things to put up here. I mean, if anyone else can think of what to do with the room here, and let me know. There is going to be a matching room on the other side, actually. To be careful so I don't die. Also, I found something else. If I shift while I'm climbing on something, I just stay in place. And it makes going down a little easier. I didn't know that, so I'm still learning new things about my powers. But yeah, no, I can like go up and then I can just shift to hold. Which actually makes sense, because I feel like I've seen other people use this and like just hang in one spot, and I didn't really realize how they were doing that. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, that's the decor for now. And again, that should I want to use this tower on the side too, then, you know, I'm gonna need to move this little stove and put it somewhere else. There's not a lot of space in here. The rooms are tiny. I guess what I could do, because this is mostly just storage, is like move this out of here and just put a stove here, which might actually make sense, and then I could maybe fit in some other, you know, I could fit in a smoker and things like that, so that actually might make a lot of sense. What are you laughing at? I don't trust like that, Rock. You definitely did something weird. Symmetrical on both sides. What did you do? I don't know what you did. Oh, I see them now! I see them now. I see your crime. I see your crime, sir. Well, you were doing that when you were an Enderman. Oh, here, do you want your pumpkins back? Oh, okay.
Alright, so enough funny business with stone. I have to crack on and add a lot of final little details to this build. It has been a long time coming. There's a lot of little things that I want to do and add and flesh out, but I really just want to get this mostly done. I will probably continue to add details, flesh some things out. I mean, this room's empty up here, so yeah, there's still a lot to add and whatnot, but I do just want to get it, again, most of the way done and, you know, not have it be such a focus anymore. But I am liking how it's looking for the most part. Like, there's things here and there that I'm unhappy with, but overall, like the white at the top, the gradient, I'm really enjoying. I really, really like it, and I hope everyone else watching does too. I'm quite happy with it, I will say. As a reminder, this is technically a villager trading hall. Yes, I don't know, I think that maybe has gotten lost because there's been so much going on, but yes, it is supposed to be a villager trading hall. I don't have many villagers right now, but I am adding them, and in fact there's a few in here right now with some trades, which is great. And how have I been getting them here? You might see the minecart tracks. Yes, I have it connected underground to the place where I'm breeding my villagers, so yeah, they are there, that is happening. They will eventually fill up that trading hall. But now let's get a good big look at this build. I'm quite happy with it. Again, you're gonna notice like some things still need work. I do wanna touch up the gradient here and there, but overall I am quite happy with it. I like the stained glass look, although again, like there are pieces and bits here where I wanna refine, I wanna go back in, but at least it's mostly done and I'm happy with that. But you can tell on this side in particular, the gradient needs a lot of work. It was before I really workshopped the gradient, but I'm really liking it. I might add more windows here and there depending, but something I did notice as I was going through is my build has ended up looking in shape and design like in some ways very similar to Not a Captcha's build. They also built a cathedral and it was one of the images I was referencing, and I don't like how much it did pull from that. And I mean, not because their build's not good, their build is amazing. I really wanted this to be my own, and I realized that because I was referencing, you know, theirs so heavily in a few other builds that like, for the inside I didn't. The inside is totally my own thing. I didn't really look at anyone else's. I just kind of threw stuff out, which might be why it maybe doesn't look the best. But no, I like the inside a lot too. I like the details I did on the inside, but I can fully admit the outside, the shape-wise, it is very similar. And again, worse than theirs. Theirs is so much better, and I highly recommend going to look at it if you haven't. I will definitely share the link below. But I think in the future when I am doing builds like this, particularly really big builds, I'm probably gonna not reference other Minecraft builds. I'm probably just gonna stick to referencing real life builds. I did look at some real life cathedrals for this, but I definitely didn't only look at them, and I think that definitely played a part into why this did in some ways have like very similar vibes. So I definitely think I'm going to avoid doing that in the future, and I am just going to focus on looking at real images. I think that'll have a better result, unless I'm looking for a very specific technique in Minecraft, but outside of that I will probably not. But oh my gosh, I am happy with this build. It is come to fruition. It is done. Again, I know there's little things here and there, but I'm ready to call it done, and I'm happy that you came along this journey with me. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's see what we get up to and what we build next. All right, bye.